All right, ladies and gents, let me plug the joint. Pair bonding isn't broken. You just don't trigger it. Now, I want everyone to stop right now. Stop what you're doing. I want everybody to go Google pair bonding. Press pause. Go Google pair bonding, right? And while you're looking, tell me if you don't see this image pop up, right? And when you see this image, because you will see it, I want you to read that definition of pair bond or pair bonding, right? That's the real definition, right? The real definition, right, was coined back in the 1940s. So what you see here are these cute little furry creatures, right? Prairie voles, field mice, right? So back in the 1940s, they was doing some experiments in a lab controlled experiments, real science, not the pseudoscience that you hear with these social media scientists, right? Don't nobody got no science degrees, ain't nobody no fucking biologist, but everybody, you got a bunch of guys that think they know women's vaginas, which is hilarious. You got a bunch of guys that aren't even fucking that think they understand women and sex and how a woman vagina works, right? They think they understand this. And what happens is you have a bunch of nerds who they were socially conditioned or socialized. And the young lady, she used that word in the audio drop. She used the word socialized, but she was talking about, both genders, but she was specifically talking about women being socialized to view sex a certain way. And one of the points that she made, which is very true, that both men and women, both have been socially conditioned to view sex a certain way. Right? Even when the young lady mentioned how we deal with emotions, right? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick because I was gonna wait for the video, but I might forget. So, let me just make my point now before I forget. When you guys listen to the live streams and we get the calls that we get, and these guys are having these sexual encounters with women that they just met. Okay, whether it's first night, after a date, maybe 2 dates, whatever it is, right? Pay attention to who's getting emotionally attached. Most of the time, it's not the women, it's the guys. So the point she was making in the video is that guys have been led to believe that men and women operate with two different set of emotions. Not really. Men and women do not necessarily operate with two different sets of emotions. No, we don't. Now, how we respond and react to things as far as how emotional and sensitive we are, that may be different from gender to gender. But when you think about emotions, you think about love, you think about nurturing, you think about compassion, affection, intimacy, passion, touching, being touched, wanting to be touched. Both men and women feel these things. So if you think about all the non-sexual shit that we tell you guys not to do, but guys do it anyway. Guys aren't just doing it because they think that that's what women want and that's what they got to do to get the pussy. No, a lot of these soft ass sensitive guys are doing it because that's what they want too. They want to cuddle with a bitch they just met yesterday. They want to spend a night and fall asleep on a pussy with a bitch they just met yesterday. They want to take showers with chicks they just met yesterday and wake up and eat breakfast with chicks they just met yesterday. These guys want the same thing women want. Same things. Males. Males. They want all that cuddly soft shit. Right? And that's how you end up losing with women, right? Pair bonding isn't broken. You just don't trigger it. Now, what I should have did, right? And that was my fault, right? What I should have did in the beginning, I should have played this disclaimer. Just hold on.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Without no further ado, let's let this young lady cook.
Recently, the young man mentioned the term pair bonding. And I wanted to address that because in their mind, these guys that are in the quote manosphere, their idea of a woman being capable of pair bonding associates to how many men she's been in physical relationships before. They think that the more lovers a woman has had, the less likely she is to pair bond because she's had emotional attachment to these guys in their minds. Because they believe that a woman won't sleep with a man unless she loves him. Now, we all know that's a joke. I don't know where they got that from. We gonna sleep with you because we like what you look like, because you hot, I mean, whatever, because we want to. We're horny just like you. I don't know why these guys think that women have these like separate state of emotional needs. The women who believe that have been socialized to believe that. But women enjoy sex more than men do, as long as it's good, because we are the.
Okay, I'm gonna let her finish. What did she say? We'll have sex with you because you look good, because you're hot, because we're horny, because we want to. And guys, that's 90 something percent of women. The majority of women you encounter have engaged, are currently engaging, or will engage in casual sex encounters. Period. Period. I know you guys have been socially conditioned or socialized to believe that women should look at sex a certain way. You can see shit written in the Bible about sex. That's not true. The Quran and other religious scripts and texts. It's a bunch of shit about sex that's not true. How is it true? The proof is all around you that most of that shit written in them books isn't true. Reality is showing you much, guys. Reality is showing you what's really happening away from the internet in reality. When you deal with women in real life, everything you've been conditioned to believe is a lie. And here's the problem. You guys are mad at women, and it's not a woman's fault. You've been lied to. Women didn't lie. They just played the role like they needed to play to get what they wanted. But they didn't create the lie. Both genders were socialized or socially conditioned, or at least attempts were made to socialize people to view sex a certain way and to view relationships a certain way. But when you get off the internet and you deal with people in real life, ain't none of that shit that's written in them books. None of that shit makes sense to what's really going on in real life because it's a lie, right? Women enjoy sex. She said it. More than men do. They do. Women love fucking. See, here's the problem. The problem is a lot of you guys just refuse to believe the truth. So even with the whole theorized pair bonding definition, right? The fake one, the one that y'all believe, the popularized one, right? And I'm just playing into it for today, right? But the real definition has nothing to do with women or men, right? It has everything to do with fucking animals, right? Again, pair bonding isn't broken. You just don't trigger it. Let me just say this, because I would be remiss if I didn't say this. And this is what guys don't understand. And matter of fact, any guy who doesn't understand this, I'm beginning to think that you're probably a loser by choice if you don't get this by now. And I need guys to understand this, regardless of what women say. There is no woman, mark my words, etch this shit in stone. There is no woman out here who wants to consciously and purposefully build a profound or cultivate a profound emotional bond or connection with a man they are not sexually attracted to, period. No woman wants to do that. Now, I'm not saying that a woman can't form a profound bond with a man she's not all that sexually attracted to. What I'm telling you is No woman is going out of their way to consciously or purposefully form a profound emotional bond with a man who don't make their fucking pussy tingle. Period. Let me just say this about pair bonding or being emotionally available or emotionally unavailable. This is what guys have to understand when it comes to women. Now, it should be this way for men too. A woman's choice to emotionally bond with you is conditional. I don't think guys understand that. It's not predicated on sex, whether it's good or otherwise. No, a woman's desire or willingness to want to bond with you or form a profound emotional connection with you is conditional. So even when you guys meet women and they say, oh, you got to get to know me first, I don't move that way. See, you think that that's just how she moves. No, she don't want to fuck you, bro. She don't want to fuck you. See, for a woman to meet you right off the bat and for her to try and act like she wants to form an emotional bond with you and she just met you, come on now. Come on now. Guys, think about that. She just met you. She don't want to fuck you, but she wants to form or cultivate a profound emotional bond with. Come on now. For most women, sex is just sex, guys. Sex is just sex. The only time for a lot of these women where sex may be remotely meaningful once they start having it after a while is when they're having sex with a man that they are madly in love with. Then it might mean a little something to them. But outside of that, sex is just sex. Guys, I know you want sex to be very special and meaningful to these women that you're meeting, but it's not. It's just sex. And here's the funny part, right? Because if women got attached after sex, wouldn't they get attached even if the sex was horrible? So the sex got to be good? Is that what you're telling me? There's conditions on whether or not women get emotionally attached after sex, depending on whether or not it's good or not? Come on now. Think about this. Let's let her finish, though.
We are the ones who are built for repetitive pleasure in it, and we don't have to be in estrus like animals do in order to mate. We can mate any day, anytime, anywhere. Okay, so let's go back to this pair bonding thing.
Hold on. Look, unpopular truth. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. I want guys to understand. You know what? We just gonna, you know what? Let's see if we can run that back. Hold on. Okay, hold on real quick. Before we do that, that's what we're gonna do.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Recently, the young man mentioned the term pair bonding. And I wanted to address that because in their mind, these guys that are in the quote manosphere, their idea of a woman being capable of pair bonding associates to how many men she's been in physical relationships before. They think that the more lovers a woman has had, the less likely she is to pair bond because she's had emotional attachment to these guys in their minds. Because they believe that a woman won't sleep with a man unless she loves him. Now, we all know that's a joke. I don't know where they got that from. We gonna sleep with you because we like what you look like, because you hot, I mean, whatever, because we want to. We're horny just like you. I don't know why these guys think that women have these like separate state of emotional needs.
We're gonna let her get back to it. Let me say this, okay? And I've been saying this for years now. This is what guys need to understand. Sexual attraction is involuntary. It's illogical. There is nothing logical about lust or sexual desire at all. There's nothing logical about it. Okay, it's psychological, it's biological, But there's nothing logical about lust or sexual desire or sexual attraction. Nothing at all. And you have a bunch of nerds who they're trying to figure out why women do the things that they do. Basically, they're trying to figure out why women are broken, right? Because they look at the Bible, they look at the Quran, and they look at other religious texts, and they say women aren't operating based on the manuscript. Women are operating off script. What's wrong with these chicks? Oh, pair bonding. They can't pair bond. No. The women that you are having trouble bonding with, they don't like you like that. It has nothing, it's not about the woman. It has nothing to do with her sexual past. And that's another thing. The whole pair bonding narrative is really tied to a man's sexual ego. Because this is what guys can't stand, right? Insecure guys whose egos are attached to their penises or to sex. For a lot of guys, they can't fathom how they can fuck the shit out of a chick. They can fuck her missionary, look her dead in the eyes, be tongue kissing her, looking dead in the eyes, and be passionate as hell. And that bitch won't call him back. Or maybe they might have sex a couple more times, but she ain't the one hitting him up, sweating him. So in their eyes, they're like, man, what's wrong with this chick? Man, the way I was all up in her, the way she was looking back at me, dog, and she ain't sweating me after that? Oh, this bitch, something wrong with these chicks. This is what guys think. No, women look at sex just like we do. And they've been looking at sex like we do. Let me tell y'all something real quick. This isn't about bragging. I'm trying to illustrate a point. Right? When I was in high school, right? And I think I may have told this story before. I don't know. But regardless, like there was a couple of different times where I wasn't living at home, right? Where I was living in an apartment over here with this guy, or I had my own little apartment, whatever, right? One particular time, me and a dude had a crib together. He had a girlfriend. She used to always come over. Cool. One day she came over with a friend, right? She came over with a friend. I hit the friend, same night I met her. After that, I said, yo, bring your friend back next time you come over here. She was like, oh, well, she can't make it, but I got another friend. That turned into another friend and another friend. For about a 2.5 month period, she brought over a different friend every fucking weekend, for the most part. Maybe you skip the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Perhaps, maybe, right? But 2.5 months, a different friend every fucking weekend. And I hit them all, right? No dates, right? She literally brought them over. I'm meeting them for the first time and smashing them that night. 2.5 months. So let's add that up. However many weekends that is, right? Let's add that shit up, right? But the point I'm trying to make is by the time I graduated high school, I was already in the double digits. I'm like, there is no way all that shit we've been socialized to believe about women and sex is true. Because even virgins was giving it up fast. Please ask me how I know. No dates. I ain't have to pretend to be nobody's boyfriend. I ain't have to love bomb nobody. None of that shit. Virgins get treated like everybody else. I'm trying to fuck right now. What's up? Oh, you're a virgin? Oh, you're going to lose that. If fucking with me, you're going to lose that. No dates. What's up? What you trying to do? You coming over tonight? And you'll be surprised. Look, sexual attraction is not logical. It's an unchosen feeling. Either a woman feels it or she don't. And let me just say this real quick. And this is what guys don't understand about women and their sexuality. And I say this all the time, and it sounds like I'm tongue-in-cheek with it, right? And I'm being facetious with it, but no. Women do be having internal battles between what they've been socialized to think, believe, and behave versus what their pussy is telling them. They literally have internal battles where their vagina is wet, like, he's turning me on, I need that dick. And what they've been socially conditioned to believe, behave, or think is clashing. And oftentimes, guess what? If that guy got some game to him, the vagina wins out. And guys who have game understand this. We understand how to get past the bullshit and straight to a woman's sexuality. But a lot of you guys who believe this fake-ass pseudoscience, highly theorized pair-bonding narrative, you don't understand. Right? Guys talk about female nature. Don't know shit about female nature. Let's talk about female sexual nature. Right? You got to be fucking to know about that. How do you know about that? Fucking nerds. Red pill PUA people. How y'all know about, y'all ain't fucking like that. Right? I talk about guys being late bloomers, not fucking until you're in your 20s. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is, what the fuck you know? You've been fucking for 8 years. You've been talking to motherfuckers that have been fucking for 30, 40 years. What you know? You wet behind the ears. You don't know nothing. You're green in the game. There's a lot of guys on YouTube who are green. You don't know shit. You got a little bit of experience. And you think you're knowledgeable. No, you're not. You're infants. You're infantile in the game. You niggas are fetuses fucking with grown men out here. You know nothing. Pair bonding isn't broken. You just don't trigger it. Let her finish.
The women who believe that have been socialized to believe that. But women enjoy sex more than men do, as long as it's good, because we are the ones who are built for repetitive pleasure in it, and we don't have to be in estrus like.
She said repetitive pleasure. Most dudes bust one time, they done. A woman can bust 5, 10, 20. Shit, some women will tell you, from the time you put it in, I've been busting on your shit for the last 20, 30 minutes. Well, you guys at the end of porn. Them chicks can get it in. They can get it in. They can take a lot of dick. Can you guys give out as much as women can take? Most of you can't. Most of you can't. You put a chick in a room with 2 or 3 dudes, shit. Most chicks would be like, I'm ready. You put the average dude in a room with 1 chick. What he got? 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes? The average guy can't satisfy 2 women. Period. The average guy can't even satisfy 1, let alone 2 or 3. But I guarantee you more women can handle 2 or 3 guys more than guys can handle 2 or 3 women. I promise you that. She's saying it. But guys don't want to adhere to the, hold on, to the truth. Hold on.
You can't handle the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Recently, the young man mentioned the term pair bonding. And I wanted to
We're gonna let her cook
that
again.
because in their mind, these guys that are in the quote manosphere, their idea of a woman being capable of pair bonding associates to how many men she's been in physical relationships before. They think that the more lovers a woman has had, the less likely she is to pair bond because she's had emotional attachment to these guys in their minds. Because they believe that a woman won't sleep with a man unless she loves him. Now, we all know that's a joke. I don't know where they got that from. We gonna sleep with you because we like what you look like, because you hot, I mean, whatever, because we want to. We're horny just like you. I don't know why these guys think that women have these like separate state of emotional needs. The women who believe that have been socialized to believe that. But women enjoy sex more than men do, as long as it's good, because we are the ones who are built for repetitive pleasure in it, and we don't have to be in estrus like animals do in order to mate. We can mate any day, anytime, anywhere. Okay, so let's go back to this pair bonding thing. Now, they feel like, if you have other relationships that you can't, quote, pair bond. I also listened to a video where they were talking about how men must have a lot of different lovers in order to desensitize themselves against a woman's beauty and to not bond with her, and for her to be able to use their resources and protective instincts and provider instincts. I mean, there's a lot of fear associated with men. It's just kind of unbelievable. I guess I didn't really realize it until I started doing this research, how freaking scary they are of women. So their fear is manifested as anger and rage and hatred almost, because they are terrified of the power that you hold over them. That's what this is. It's becoming very evident to me the more I look at their videos and listen to what they have to say. These guys are scared shitless of women.
All right. So we're done with that. Guys, most of men's insecurities revolve around sex, directly or indirectly. And let me just say this. The fact that women are more brazen about their sexuality and their desire to have sex with whomever they choose, whenever they choose. Shout out to y'all women, right? Because I've benefited my entire life from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all. Much love to y'all. Guys, here's the reality of it, right? Women love sex a lot, and they have a lot of it. I'm not mad at women. I'm realistic. I understand exactly what's going on. I've been understanding what's been happening all these years. I've been trying to tell men all these years what's happening. You can choose to live in reality, or you can choose to live in that fictitious reality where all you know is pain and all you know is turmoil and all you know is guys coming up with bullshit ass definitions, right? For something that there's already a definition for pair bond or pair bonding. So why is it people out here making up new definitions to fit their ideologies or their narratives? Come on, man. Like, guys, women love sex. I know you guys are worried about not being enough, your dick not being enough, your dick not being big enough, the chick thinking about somebody else's penis when you're with her, the fact that the chick might cheat on you and all that other shit. You motherfuckers are scared. The lady said it. The modern male is scared to death of women. When it comes to beautiful women and sex, these motherfuckers are terrified of women. Yes, they are. The average guy out here is terrified of a beautiful woman, especially when it comes to sex, because you motherfuckers ain't. Look, I said this, and again, most of men's insecurities revolve around sex. A lot of you guys have low self-esteem issues, you have insecurity issues, and it's centered around you looking at other men in society and you're comparing yourself to these men in relation to the women that you are attracted to, and believing you can't get the women you want because you don't live this lifestyle or you don't look like this guy. Come on, man. There's a lot of hetero flexibility out here too. It's a lot of comparison. Like, we got to stop that shit. Peace.